Hello everyone, this is Turin here, and today guys, I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live BattleCast. In this game, we're going to be playing the Wood Elves, and we are indeed facing off against the Warriors of Chaos. So we're going to be using the new and improved Mel Gibson, and we do have the Cloak of Isha. So for those of you guys that haven't seen this yet, this item now actually adds healing. So once he does get below that threshold of 20%, he's also going to self-heal, which is quite good. Just as kind of an insurance policy, we did bring the Lore of Life and the Dwellers Below. So if we're able to really force the Chaos into a big blob, perhaps, around one of our Treekin or something else like that, this ability is a bomb. It does a ton of damage. So we're going to try and get it off. Again, more often than not, most, experienced players will have a, fairly wide battle line and they're not going to blob up. But nonetheless, I blob up from time to time. Everybody does. So maybe we'll catch them out. Wow, that was a really fast load, darn. So on top of that, we do have two of the Hawk Riders. So the Hawk Riders are just going to be kind of a harass unit. We're going to use them to, poke down Forsaken. And lastly, we're also going to use them to countercharge Chaos Knights. So when Chaos Knights, get in the back and start to pressure us, we're going to then, bring the Hawk Riders in from behind. So they actually do have armor-piercing melee attacks. Their missiles do not, however. So on the front line, we also do have several regiments of renown. We do have the Firebark Elders, which are the Regiment of Renown Treekin. Very beastly, very beastly. 67 melee attack. And the fire damage actually is not going to be bad if he does bring the Swords of Chaos, the fire mitigation. So they actually have an aura right here, the Wildfire aura, which gives us a ward save of 40% against fire. We do have two Glade Guards with the Starfire Shafts. So we're going to put one group right here. And, obviously you're going to want the armor-piercing missiles against Chaos, who is a very, very tanky faction. The Treekin are one of the answers for holding up your front line against Chaos, I think. So Gibson can also be in the front line. We kind of want to use him as like a, since he's unbreakable, you can kind of use him to just take a beating. If you have the Cloak of Isha, then you can cast, an Earthblood on him and, really get your value elsewhere. So we also do have the two regiments for now, the Loex Tricksters. Very fast, armor-piercing attacks, anti-large, a very, very good choice against Chaos and against Shaggoths. And we also do have the Regiment for now, the what are they, the Wardens of Sithrol? So these guys are quite good as well. Armor sundering attacks. And against like Kolek and these, Chaos Lords post-patch, they do have armor now. Kolek actually has 100 armor, so he's very heavily armored. So you definitely need a little bit of AP to deal with him. Granted, he's not a common pick against Wood Elves. I think most people would probably pick Sigvald because he's very tanky and allows you to get more units, hence going wide and really being able to kind of take it to missile factions. So yeah, it looks like, we actually have the Warp Chicken. So Warp Chicken is another one who's very good in this matchup. So we definitely have to be careful. We don't want to be targeting him with missiles, but honestly, if he does decide to come in, Mel Gibson's really just going to lay a beating. So he has the Demon Spew, a bunch of Chaos Marauders, so very good composition against Wood Elves. He has some great weapons and halberds in the back. No cav really, so he's just going to be trying to get in the back with hounds. So first we want to go and start poking down the Demon Spew. And for these guys, does he have... Oh, he does have the Swords of Chaos, so we can actually, potentially get a good charge with our Hawk Riders against those guys. Definitely going to be a tough battle. He has a very, very strong infantry core, and we do not have like the same density of infantry to kind of match that. So let's start poking. Oh, these are Chaos Marauders, so the Demon Spew are right here. So we'll start shooting at those guys. Great. And hopefully we can kind of poke him down. So yeah, he has a ton of backline pressure, so it's going to be really tough for us to like, deal with those hounds. So the Swords of Chaos coming in so angry. Look at them. I have a feeling we might get some blobbing action, though. He just has so much stuff that if he doesn't like send a lot of it around the flank, we should be able to get some decent kills there. So the Demon Spew taking a little bit of damage, so that's good. We also want to target them down with our missile units. So we do have another group of Forsaken here. Forsaken are pretty much always that ideal choice to kind of poke down because they really tear apart Eternal Guards really bad. But thankfully we do have the Winterheart Guards, one of the new regiments of renown, who are unbreakable. So let's go ahead and run into some of these Forsaken and let's just look at the damage we're doing. I mean, that's mostly HP damage, but nonetheless, it's pretty awesome. So let's get these guys around the flank here, and these guys can kind of be protecting the flank right here. And Gibson, do we want him running in there? We can have him run in against some of these Chaos Marauders. If he gets surrounded, I'm totally fine with that. So we'll go ahead and send these Treekin in here, and yeah, should be fine. So he's doing a little bit of a staggered engagement, so we're going to go ahead and run into these Forsaken here, and yeah, we can run those guys and just kind of prepare to deal with those hounds on the far side. Great, so Gibson has engaged in the front line. We can go ahead and pull him back now. We just kind of want to, dance around a little bit with him, just kind of keep pressuring these units. And the Swords of Chaos, I would like to kind of get an engagement on those guys. So we can send our caster to kind of chase Big Bird, and we do have to watch these hounds like really closely. Those guys are going to be, giving us some hot and heavy pressure, as they say. Cool. So Gibson is in here. We should definitely have him on the Warp Chicken. That's going to be a great engagement for him. And we'll just kind of circle in the back with these guys and just get ready to go. So we do have a healing ability. So let's go ahead and pop that right here in this fight against some of the Treekin and stuff. And we're just saving for the Dwellers from below, but you can see he's able to get back there, but Orion's really fast, so hopefully we can kind of catch him and give a little bit of pressure. So we're going to switch those missiles to the Swords of Chaos. We're going to intercept the hounds over here, and those hounds coming in the back are going to be very, very tough for sure. So let's do a bit of a rear charge into these Swords of Chaos with our two Hawk Riders. The one group we're actually going to pull and have him deal with those Chaos Poison Warhounds because we don't really have the forces and auxiliary to deal with that. You can see he got through actually. So Big Bird taking advantage of his speed, but we're going to keep chasing with Gibson. Let's go ahead and drop the AoE right here, and we're going to save up for really nice big Dwellers from below. So these missile units will pull back and kind of reform ranks. but you can see one Hawk Rider group does get on the Swords of Chaos, which is going to be good, and the other one does intercept the Hounds, which is, you know, kind of going to plan. So our Treekin are holding pretty well in the front line. We do have Gibson going after the Warp Chicken, and that's definitely a very good engagement for us. But you can see a lot of our troops are actually kind of getting chased off here. So we're going to pull these guys back, reform ranks. Our Treekin here are doing their job, and let's get these guys on these Warhounds. Great. So everything's going well, and you can see, yeah, a lot of damage coming in there. So we might want to get some sort of a cast of this going relatively soon, but I'm not sure if he doesn't have like enough of a blob for me to, you know, want to do that. So let's go ahead and cast a heal right here. It's going to hit Mel Gibson. It's going to hit a lot of the troops. And you can see the Swords of Chaos are taking quite a bit of damage, and the Hounds were able to, the Hawk Riders were able to deal with the Hounds. So let's go ahead and switch onto the Swords of Chaos with both of our Hound groups. Keep these guys, you know, back. We have our defensive pocket here. The Treekin putting up a pretty darn good fight. So Gibson, yeah, he's very tanky. He's done a ton of damage to the Everwatcher, the Warp Chicken. So that's exactly what we want. So we actually do have a really big blob here. So this is going to be a great use of this ability. So we'll go ahead and take a look here, and let's see. I should have cast it like more so on the blob, but I wanted to kind of catch like a few things on the wing. So yeah, it's gonna get in there and do some good damage for sure. So we do have our Wild Guard here. We'll go ahead and get them engaged. He did get the Hounds past me a little bit. I was definitely watching that spell a little too closely. So let's go ahead and pull our missile units back here, and we do have this group that's back online. So we'll get them shooting. And yeah, that really did some heavy damage to those guys for sure. And where's the Warp Chicken? Did he slip away from us again? He did. So we need to stay hot in pursuit of that guy. Great. So our birds are back online for the most part. We do have some missiles coming back, so we don't want to be wasting them on Warp Chicken. So we'll go ahead and just, you know, start shooting at whatever we can hit, really. And yeah, we're hot in pursuit here, guys. It's pretty tight battle for sure. But let's get our birds back up in the air. Just use them, and honestly, we can maybe intercept the Warp Chicken here if we decide to do that. Let's run these guys back here. Check our caster. She's in a pretty pitched fight over here. We do get the Winterheart guards over there as well. So if we can chase down the Warp Chicken, it's going to be really tough. So let's see if we can corral him with some of our own birds here. Just a little avian action right there. We do have this, what's it called? The Arcane Conduit should be good for us. And our Treekin over here are really holding on the far side, just tanking those guys. He does have a lot of troops kind of over-chasing a little bit, but that is fine. We can get those guys fighting the Hounds. And yeah, so okay, so this is good. So Gibson's coming in. Oh no, he got caught on some of these Marauders, which is bad. So let's go ahead and pop this AoE ability right here on these guys, and then just kind of keep running them. And if we can get the Chicken down, that's going to be really good for us. The Winterheart Guard should be able to hold against some Marauders for a little bit of time. We do have a heal as well. So is there anything worth healing, really? Yeah, we can heal those Treekin over there. That's going to be really good. Cool. So he's going. Warp Chicken actually was able to rout off a lot of our stuff, so I thought the Hawk Rider pressure might be enough. And how fast is he? He's 60 to 56, so he's actually a little bit faster than us, but he's coming right at us, which is very risky. So we do get that spear, which is good. His HP is quite low, so any more fighting, and you know, we should be in pretty good shape here. But yeah, I would say for the most part, my opponent's probably going to take this. The Hawk Riders didn't seem to do everything we were looking for, unfortunately. Swords of Chaos are back online. We do have these Hawk Riders back online as well, so let's have them just kind of shoot down Marauders. And with Gibson, we're just going to kind of keep chasing this guy down, see if we can maybe head him off. So let's look around the map, see what we got. We do have the two groups of Hawk Riders back in action, so let's bring them back. Let's switch them to missile mode and have them just kind of start peppering whatever they can hit, really. So they do have some Forsaken, which would be really good targets. So we're just going to keep chasing. The Swords of Chaos coming in, but they're actually pretty close to wavering from that missile fire. So we'll go ahead and see if we can waver them off real quick. And let's focus down these, I guess these, yeah, we got to get on those Forsaken. They're doing too much damage. Our Winterheart Guards here, though, are being real tanky. So we'll get them on Sartorial, and then let's see if we can slip by here. Oh, man, it's such a tight little engagement. And so we're going to run up and around if we can. Can we squeeze through there? Come on, use that mass. Use that mass. There's an opening. Good. So if we can actually get on the Warp Chicken right now, that we might have a chance if we're able to kill him. That's going to be really important here. So we don't want to focus him with missiles. It's pretty much wasted. So, oh yeah, he's coming in. Mel's coming in hot, and this guy's at 800 HP. So honestly, 1 or 2 more attacks will be enough to probably put him down. And our Treekin over here just holding like all freaking day. Those guys are just MVPs. So we do have our other missile group back. So let's get these guys back in action. And yeah, we have a lot of firepower here. So now the Cloak of Isha is going to come on. So, oh yes. Oh, Big Bird's down. We might be able to tear out all these guys. That is so good. Okay, and if we can get one more heal on the Gibbs, and I think we can, yes, we can get this right here in the pocket, and that's going to be really good. And we have this missile fire just kind of peppering these Chaos Warriors. They're going to start, you know, chain terror routing, and I think we might be able to pull this game out. It's going to be a tough one, but you know, with that Cloak of Isha, he doesn't really have the stopping power. I mean, that's the problem with Sartorial, is you're going to be locking that. Now, and check this out. This is going to be so juicy, guys. Man, if we come back from this, that would be real cool. So the Firebark Elders still just holding here, just tooth and nail. We get that bombardment. Just look at it decimate those Chaos Marauders. And you can see a lot of his stuff is kind of breaking off here now, which is great. So balance of power is starting to shift back in towards our favor. So we were able to skewer that Warp Chicken, which is great. And do we have our caster here? Well, that's not good. So I'd like to keep this caster up. So good thing I was paying attention in that 1 second. And we do have our missiles back here, so we can go ahead and shoot down some of these Forsaken. And yeah, you always got to watch out for those missiles coming back in the fourth quarter. So he's still taking quite a bit of damage. He's surrounded by some aspiring champions who are quite beastly, but he does have the Wardens of Sithril. So these guys, the Regiment of Renown, great leadership and armor sundering against Chaos is definitely a recipe for success. So the rest of his stuff, honestly, I think we should be able to kind of, just poke him down with missile pressure and just chase him off the battlefield. So our caster, we definitely want to save up. We still have a decent Winds of Magic. It's 1 per 10 right now. So we could still potentially get another Earthblood and, keep him up. He's at 1,000 HP, just holding the line here. Just wild fight, guys. So our caster, we can go ahead and just chase down some of these Marauders. And do we have any other units on the far side? We do. Yeah, those are some Treekin. But these guys have just been occupying this Chaos blob for so long. It's pretty incredible. So let's get Gibson over there and see if they can help collapse that. Does he have anything left here, really? Not terribly. Yeah, and he's got some Forsaken. So what we need to do is get Gibson over here, and from there, maybe we get an Earthblood or something. That would be so nice. So does he have Forsaken coming back? Yeah, we need to cut those Forsaken down. That is essential. And we're going to get a heal ready, and the heal is going to be cast right here, and that's going to hit everything. That's going to be so good. So we get in there. Wardens of Sithril in pretty good shape. Our caster gets the heal off, which is going to be very, very strong. And from there, honestly, we can just have her fight because we just need every body in here we have. He did get back on tier to some of my missiles with some of his hounds, so very well played. But let's go ahead and turn some of these Hawk Riders around and just have them dive in here in melee, see if they can help out. And hopefully I can kind of take this with just my attrition through my Lord. And the Hawk Riders are able to kind of clean up shop there, and now we should go ahead and just bring them into melee. They need to be rear charging, breaking these Warriors of Chaos, and that bombardment is so good. You can see, Orion here. I get so used to calling him Mel Gibson that I forget his actual name in this game. So we're going to charge in here against the Forsaken. We'll get the other group coming in the back against some of these Marauders, and that should be enough. Although you guys see the balance of power is actually starting to shift in my opponent's favor, but hopefully that rear charge can help. And we also get another rear charge there, but these guys are still in really good shape. But the Firebark Elders just holding. Man, what a great battle so far, guys. So Hawk Riders coming in, we should probably pull them out and just cycle charge a little bit. We don't want to be, getting too ham there. So we're going to pull them out, and hopefully they don't have army loss issues, because I think we should be able to kind of clean up maybe with him. Cloak of Isha is still healing him, so he's still ticking up, which is very important. Oh, great. So our Hawk Riders are back up. Let's go ahead and chase down some of these Forsaken. Just try and get that army power balance a little bit closer. And we do break the great weapons, so that's really good. Actually, the Halberds are probably in a little bit better shape, so let's just go ahead and chase here and, keep doing the thing. So that's the thing you kind of risk when you bring Warp Chicken, is that he doesn't have the stopping power of a lot of other lords. Had that been a Prince Sigvald, I wouldn't have been able to nuke him down like that, and it would have been a relatively different match. But you guys can see, it looks like most of the forces of Chaos are scattering. So these guys are chasing these ones. I need to make sure I'm going after the the high value, high density units here. And Orion can keep what are these, the Halberds? We could send the Firebark Elders after them, and Orion can kind of just run free and chase down whatever he can catch. So I don't know, the bounce power is so even still. Oh, it's because he has these 12 aspiring champions over here. Okay, that's what it is. So yeah, let's just kind of clean up whatever scraps we can on the far side, and yeah, you see this is pretty good. But we don't want to take off until they're shattered. We really have to make sure we finish these guys off, especially these very dense groups with 29 here. These ones have 25. These guys, yeah, we can go after this really big group here, and we do have Orion. Do we want to fight those aspiring champions? I think we want to wait for a little more healing. He does have some troops that will recoup here, but for the most part we should be able to kind of nuke him down, because he's probably looking at other units, so we can probably catch them real quick with that and just keep giving the good chase here. So we're going to get that bombardment. This will probably send those Marauders routing. Yeah, you can see that's going to do quite a bit of damage to them. They're at -7 now. They should break, and this rear charge from Orion should break those guys for the most part. So I'm good. It looks like everything is starting to, guys, even when the balance of power is down, never give up. You can always pull these games out in weird ways like that. But a big part of it was being able to catch the Warp Chicken. Had Warp Chicken escaped, it would have been really tough. If he had been able to scurry around, and Orion would have kind of gotten tar pitted a little bit. But oh yeah, look at that, just taking out that aspiring champion. And are these guys shattered? They're just broken still, which is good. And these ones over here are broken as well. So honestly, I think if we come back and does he have other troops left, or is that pretty much it? And we do have our missiles back online, so let's pull them back in. And yeah, let's just do a final charge here with everything. All right. So we're going in hot. We're not going to kind of dance around anymore, even though it would be prudent to just finish off these guys. But I think we just go for the kill here. Firebark Elders can kind of come back as well. And 12 aspiring champions they're not pushovers. So our missile units, we're going to go ahead and park here and just have them shoot until Orion gets here. And he's relatively low, so we need to have a bit of a timing push. So we'll get one of the Hawk Riders over here, and the other one can come in the front. And from there, we should be able to do a little bit of a sandwich maneuver. We do have our missiles right there, and what's his HP? Yeah, he's at 1,000 HP. Yeah, and it looks like he actually stopped healing. So maybe the cloak, because he's not below 20%, I guess. Okay, so he does actually have to be really low. So we're going to charge in here. We're going to get a charge here, and then we're going to get a charge here. So we're just going to do a sandwich from all angles. So armor-piercing attacks there are going to be quite strong, and you know, he's coming in the back. He's going to, you know, probably honestly just, yeah, you can see these guys are just going to get routed off here pretty quick. And I don't know how the balance of power isn't just like so heavily in my favor. Like he doesn't really have any stopping power left. I don't know where he's getting his, you know, balance of power from. Yeah, GG man, for sure. It was a real close game. I mean, there were several points where it looked pretty grim there for a while, but you know, good old Orion. I know a lot of you guys in chat had been asking for an Orion game, so let's see if we can catch him over there. Probably not. So yeah, he does have some of these Marauders coming back over here, and I think we just need to kind of you know, deal with one of his more high density groups. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments below what matchups you guys would like to see. We got, you know, Vampires versus Norska, which I was pretty happy about. I've been wanting to get that on the channel for some time. But Cryptors definitely seem to be the answer for that. But yeah, I'm really excited for Total Warhammer 2, guys. We'll be doing a lot of streams, all kinds of fun business. So looks like those guys shatter right there. We do have our Wardens over here, just all 5 of them, and some, you know, last stand versus some of these Chaos Warriors, which is going to be pretty good. Good for the ages. And let's see, what is he? Does he have troops on the far side? He's got some Hounds over there, some Chaos Marauders that are shattered. These birds are just going to kind of keep poaching, and these guys are broken. I don't know what he has left. I guess it's the Halberds, who are actually still just shaking, believe it or not. But yeah, guys, let me know what you know, battles you'd like to see. I definitely need to step up my game with Empire. I've been slacking on those guys, but you know, the Norska hype's starting to die down a little bit. People aren't playing Norska as much as they were before, which is nice. But you know, I kind of wanted to experiment more with Norska, like, you know, always get them in multiplayer so I could figure them out a little bit more. But unfortunately, the time has passed, and you know, they seem pretty strong. They're getting some nerfs in the PBE, so they're going to be getting taken down to like what is it? Give or take. Yeah, the Skin Wolves with the Regiments of Renown, the Maws of Savage. Oh, do you see those guys? They actually did somersaults. That was kind of cool. So those guys are broken. So what else does he have? He's got some guys over here. They look shattered. What, like, oh, it's this pocket of troops over here. Okay, so I guess we just run Orion over. So yeah, guys, my apologies for the really long kind of chasing here, but I suppose he still has a bit of a chance. Oh, he has 50 over there. Okay, so that's actually a little something. So we're gonna pull our dudes over here, and the final last stand, the Hawk's Talon, is gonna be coming in for the kill. So we're gonna try and get it on some of these Chaos Warriors. The Great Open. I like that he's hiding in the trees, but this is gonna be great for the Hawk's Talon. So once, can he actually see that? I think he can see my targeting. Yeah, I think he did. He twitch and realize for a second. So we're gonna come in and get our Hawk Riders overhead. Just get ready to, you know, have our last ditch stand, and we're not gonna, you know, wait for our other troops. We'll just go in there with Orion, and if my opponent can kill me, so be it. So here we go. He's coming in. We could charge in with some of our Hawk Riders, but the Great Weapons probably won't have that much damage. Hey, you can see he's getting under the trees. He knows that. So we're going to wait for him to kind of stop, and then let's just shoot some arrows in here for a moment, kind of wear those guys down. And you see, oh no, we did not want to charge in there. That was so bad. Oh well, let's do the bombardment. Let's use them as bait. So he'll come in and after all these Hawk Riders, and then we're going to get the Hawk's Talon right on top of him. So, oh yeah, this is going to be juicy. So 42, and now they're down to, oh man, that's pretty good actually. So that took him down pretty hard. They're wavering right now, so we should be able to get in there. And these other Hawk Riders, we can go ahead and get them ready to go. So they're shaking now, but with Big Daddy coming in there, and he still has plenty towards his healing cap. So hopefully the Cloak of Isha can take him home. So let's bring some boys, get him in there, get some help in there for him. And yeah, that should tear out the last of those guys. They're pretty darn low. They're at -17, and the Aspiring Champions, though they provide encouragement, won't be enough. You know, because that's good armor piercing action on those Hawk Riders. So. But yeah, guys, we'll be doing all kinds of stuff when Total Warhammer 2 comes out. Probably some, you know, I'll do some previews on the armies and what I think, my thoughts on all the new factions and all that. But I'm really excited for Dark Elves actually. I like them thematically. Malekith, little Darth Vader action is always good for everything, Darth Vader. But yeah, our Hawk Riders are able to rout those Chaos Warriors, so now it's basically just Orion versus some of these Aspiring Champions. And these reinforcements are waddling their way across the map slowly but surely. This victory is within our grasp, and the last of the Chaos Warriors hath fallen. So well played to my opponent. Damn, that was a long one. That was real grueling. But yeah, let's take a look at the army and see what really did well. I mean, we were able to poke down Forsaken with missiles, and I would say that was pretty good. The low Strixers kind of, I don't know what happened to them. I think the Swords of Chaos got down and dirty in there, but regardless, very well played to my opponent, Brownhelm. You know, I figure it's enough ranting for one day. I'll spare you guys, but very well played to my opponent. Thanks again for watching, guys, and hey, we got more content coming soon.